By speaking the way he has, Trump has weakened the United States' own ability to moderate what comes next. Washington's influence over Israel has never been exercised through public threats or open commands. It's operated through private pressure, delayed approvals, and quiet warnings about timing and optics. That system only works if the public posture remains restrained. Trump burnt that insulation, didn't he? Once the US president is openly talking about eradication and bomber missions, it becomes far harder for American officials to later argue for caution without looking incoherent or dishonest. That loss of leverage does not just affect Israel, it affects every actor watching how this crisis is being handled. It tells regional states that escalation is not being carefully managed, but indulged. It tells Iran that even perfect compliance would not remove the threat, because the threat is not tied to behavior, but to existence. And it tells everyone else that the United States is comfortable collapsing the distinction between deterrence and prevention whenever it suits. This is where the question of intent becomes secondary to the question of incentives. Iran doesn't need to intend a first strike for this situation to deteriorate. It only needs to conclude that restraint no longer buys it time or safety. When rebuilding after an attack is treated as grounds for another attack, the incentive structure flips. Caution ends up becoming costly, delay dangerous, preparation becomes the rational choice, not because war is desired, but because vulnerability has been declared unacceptable by the other side. Netanyahu, meanwhile, is left managing a contradiction that's no longer stable. His political survival depends on projecting strength and resolve, yet his strategic interest lies in avoiding a regional war he can't fully control. Trump's remarks collapse the balancing act. They embolden the most aggressive elements of Netanyahu's coalition, while making it harder for him to slow things down without appearing to retreat from promises that were never formally made by him, but were made very loudly on his behalf.